Hello and welcome to The Big Picture. After years of controversy and discussion over Aadhaar, the unique identification number, the NDA government has decided to give it a legislative backing. The move, which was initiated by the previous UPA government, however, did not acquire a legislative form during its tenure. The bill, which has now been introduced in the Lok Sabha and is expected to come up for discussion tomorrow, has been brought in the form of a finance bill. This controversial move of the government is obviously aimed at avoiding any possibility of the opposition blocking the bill in the Rajya Sabha, where it does not have a majority. Apart from this aspect, the bill which is proposed already has been criticized by some quarters on various grounds, including privacy issues. The government, however, insists that the Aadhaar is not mandatory and that only those who want to avail of government services like subsidies, scholarships, among others, need to have it. We will discuss today this move of the government to provide legislative backing to Aadhaar and how it will help, and also the concerns about such a move. To discuss this, I have with me Rajendra Agarwal, BJP MP in the Lok Sabha, Nilotpal Basu, Central Committee member of the CPIM and a former MP, Dr. Ajay Kumar, National Spokesperson Congress, will be on the phone line immediately, and also a former MP, Usha Ramanathan, independent law researcher. Welcome to all of you. Usha, let me start with you first. How do you look at this move? Because one of the criticisms when this thing was being discussed, the UID was being talked about during the UPA time, was that there was no legislative backing to it. Now that they have decided to give it legislative backing, I hope you are welcoming it.
It's very useful to have something in the shape of a law because we know at least what they are saying. This is clearly a move that is meant to dilute whatever is happening in the court. The court has consistently said that you should not make it mandatory. This is a law that's being introduced to allow the government to make it mandatory. But I think what's very interesting in this is that they're openly telling us today that they want everybody on this database, and private companies, private agencies, anybody can use this. There are various clauses in this which show that they intend to control the database and control the people through the database. There are no rights for the people under this law. No rights. And that it is a money bill is completely, Mr. Jaitley said that, but the Juvenile Justice Act in 1986 was also a money bill. Having to go, first of all, so far back in time and to an uncontested bill for them to come today and say that therefore we are making this, you know how much contest there has been over this. And not to allow for any kind of discussion given the experience over this period is completely shocking. I would have been happy if they had considered it and brought a considered bill within this. Since they haven't done that, it's...
So your objection is what? On two grounds. One is that making it a money bill, and the second on the contents of the bill. Yeah,
both. But on the contents of the bill, there are a number of things which are hugely problematic.
Okay, we'll come to that.
Yeah.
We will come to that. Mr. Agarwal, how do you react to that? Why is it necessary to have brought it in the form of a money bill? One, the major objection which she has, and I'm sure several other people have.
नहीं, देखिए ये बात तो ठीक है कि मनी बिल के रूप में लाने का एक उद्देश्य ये भी हो सकता है कि राज्यसभा के अंदर वो रुके नहीं, राज्यसभा की इसकी मजबूरी फिर नहीं रहती है। और अरुण जेटली ने इस बात को साफ साफ कहा कि क्योंकि इसके अंदर केवल जो सरकारी खजाने से जो हम मदद देना चाहते हैं वही केवल इसमें इन्वॉल्व है, इसको मनी बिल के रूप में रखा जा सकता है। और स्पीकर ने उस बात को एग्री किया, तो मैं समझता हूँ कि मनी बिल की जो ज़रूरतें हैं उस लिहाज से तो कोई इसमें दिक्कत नहीं होनी चाहिए। और मैं फिर इस बात को दोहरा रहा हूँ कि राज्यसभा के अंदर बहुत बार ये रुख सामने आया है कि बहुत सारे इंपॉर्टेंट बिल्स हैं, जीएसटी का भी है, जीएसटी लोकसभा ने पास कर दिया था परंतु वहाँ अटक गया, और भी इस प्रकार के अनेक बिल हैं। तो ये आशंका जरूर थी और मैं समझता हूँ इस कारण से भी, परंतु ऑन मेरिट ये जेन्युइनली मनी बिल है, इसमें कोई वैसी दिक्कत नहीं है। दूसरी बात जो कही है इसको मैंडेटरी करने की, मैंडेटरी नहीं है इन दैट सेंस। ये केवल जैसा आपने भी शुरुआत के अपने रिमार्क के अंदर इस बात को कहा कि मैंडेटरी उन लोगों के लिए है, ज़रूरी उन लोगों के लिए है जो मदद लेते हैं, सब्सिडी के जो हकदार हैं, जो टारगेटेड पीपल हैं, तो उन तक वो चीज़ ठीक से पहुँचे विद ट्रांसपेरेंसी, क्योंकि ट्रांसपेरेंसी सरकार का एक उसकी सोच में है कि एक पारदर्शिता रहे, भ्रष्टाचार कम हो, जो टारगेटेड पीपल है उनके पास ठीक से बिना किसी बिचौलिए के हस्तक्षेप के मदद पहुंच जाए। इसलिए उस रूप में भी मैं समझता हूं कि आपत्ति उतनी गंभीर नहीं है, लेकिन हाँ जो भी चीज़ हैं वो पार्लियामेंट के सामने कल आएंगी तो उन पर विचार होगा। और
Nilotpal,
I think
what is your
First of
No,
all,
first
you
of all,
see,
no, my
this is a
question is-
very dangerous precedent.
One second. Do you welcome the move to give it a legislative backing?
Per se, yes, but not in the manner it is being done. Because what is happening, see, if such arbitrary manner is adopted.
What is arbitrary about?
Arbitrary is that, first of all those clauses are there, apart from the money issue, which was there in the original bill, including privacy questions. Therefore, it cannot be converted just like that because Speaker agrees. Because there are number of stipulations in the Constitution, and in the end, always there will be a saving clause for any legislation. I mean, Mr. Agarwal also know that when we put together a law, always there is a saving clause. But that saving clause is exercised in the rarest and rare occasions. So that is one, and it has been raised already. The second question is, the whole bill, I mean, now it makes it all the more clear that it is to slash subsidies, because you see the technology involved, biometrics, that in itself is not a proven technology. You have the experience of as developed a country as Britain,
We will
which
come to that.
introduced
We
the
will- no, no.
system and went back.
No, we will come-
Whom the government is trying to fool?
This debate about how relevant the privacy issues and all, will come to that. We are now joined in by Professor Sudhir Pamar, who is a member of the UP Planning Commission, and it's interesting what has happened in Uttar Pradesh. So welcome, Professor Panwar. You tell me what has happened in Uttar Pradesh. There are several schemes, we are told, which have already been implemented. Has Aadhaar been mandatory for that?
No, Aadhaar is not mandatory. Actually, we have one ambitious project, that is direct benefit transfer scheme for the seed subsidy.
Right.
And we have enrolled it like any other scheme in India. And more than 40 lakh farmers are registered this year. And we have transferred to that amount, and Aadhaar is not mandatory. And I wish to respond what Rajendra Agrawal ji said, that it is, section 57 is there in the bill, which said that nothing contained in this act shall prevent the use of Aadhaar number for establishing the identity of an individual for any purpose, whether or not by the state or anybody, corporate or person, to the law for the time being in force or any contract of this effect. So it is not limited to the purpose, it is for the identification purpose. It loses the privacy. The citizen lose privacy with this.
So you are saying that you have a problem with that, but you are saying that in Uttar Pradesh already schemes are being implemented without having to have Aadhaar as a mandatory thing.
Yeah, DBT on the seed subsidy, we have transferred it without Aadhaar.
And how successful has it been?
It is quite successful.
Because the question is about how successful it is, leakage, things like that, and this whole why is Aadhaar necessary, Usha?
See, the thing is, it's not only what is being said now about UP. In fact, the other thing that you see in the Andhra Pradesh experience last year is that when they started using this point of service device, they found that 22% of the people who were entitled to lift rations did not lift rations the whole month of May. So they sent the social audit out. This is all part of the court proceedings. They sent a social audit out. They came back and said that 50% of the people who have not lifted the rations,
About 48%.
of those who had been tested, were because of the places which had been the 5 PDS shops. They said it's because of fingerprint problem. And there was another huge chunk which was because of Aadhaar mismatch. Aadhaar is actually proving to be an obstacle. It is not a help in fingerprints. Using fingerprints and biometrics for identity and for identification and for authentication is proven to create problems for the poor. So I don't know what we are saying. I think what is being said about UP is very important. Today, Mr. Nilekani has an article in the Indian Express where he says the 3 great things about this are that it will be paperless, which means people don't have any identity to show as their own. It will all be determined by technology. Then he says it will be cashless. Not till it may be cashless up to the last mile. The last mile has to be with cash, and that's what and the third he says, which completely blew my mind. He says that it will be presence-less. Government will not be present. And that he thinks that technology is facilitating the absence of government from among a people is said to be this great achievement of this project called
It's the reform.
What are we saying?
It's a big reform.
It's a big reform that government will not be among the people. I mean, are we nuts?
Mr. Agarwal?
नहीं, ये एप्रीहेंशंस हैं और कोई चीज़ करने पर ही आएगी। देखिए, दो टिप्पणी मैं करना चाहता हूँ। एक तो उत्तर प्रदेश के बारे में जो बात कही है, मेरी प्रार्थना है कि जैसा कहा जा रहा है वैसा ही वहाँ पर हो, पवार साहब जैसा कह रहे हैं। परंतु अब तक का एक्सपीरियंस ये है, देखिए मनरेगा के साथ भी क्या प्रॉब्लम थी, मनरेगा के साथ प्रॉब्लम, और ये प्रॉब्लम हर जगह उभर करके आई। इंटेंशंस वेर ओके, but there was no network, efficient network to get the things done.
So this is going to be the efficient
ये जो
network?
चीज़ है, नहीं, I think it is better one. I think it's better one. और जहाँ तक इसकी बात है, वो बायोमेट्रिक्स की बात है, देखिए मैं एक बात जानता हूँ, अभी भी जो डॉक्यूमेंट्स के अंदर होता है, अंगूठा बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। ऑफ कोर्स आई अंडरस्टैंड कि वो हैदराबाद का जो अनुभव है या वो कहाँ भी रूरल एरियाज के अंदर अनुभव होगा कि उंगलियाँ घिस जाती हैं, they just don't have the clear impressions of their fingers. That could be the problem. And it should be addressed.
That can
but
become a major
biometric
problem.
में eyes भी हैं. There are eyes also. I think it's a good step.
So either fingerprint or eyes.
Both are there.
Okay.
Both are there.
Sorry, we have I think Ajay Kumar on the line now, on the phone line. Ajay, you know, how do you look at this? See, this is Aadhaar is something which the Congress government promoted, brought it to fore, spent a lot of money, you know, wanted it to be one of the major things which can be used for direct subsidies and all. Now that this government is going ahead and doing it, do you have any objection to it?
Look, Girish, I think one of the issues which we are confusing is the surreptitiousness in which they are trying to bring the legislation. Can Aadhaar be used for direct benefit transfer? Definitely can be used, but only after you have a robust privacy and all the issues which Usha was also raising. All those issues need to be addressed first. So whether you need, first question is why is the objection to this Aadhaar coming? There are two aspects to it. First aspect is they're trying to push it through the money bill, coming with a very what you call surreptitious argument that it is because you're taking money from the Consolidated Fund of India. There were so many program schemes which are taking money from Consolidated Fund of India. They were not taken under Aadhaar, under a money bill. So first of all, whether it's a money bill, definitely it's not a money bill, but this government wants to push it through a money bill. And the same Mr. Jaitley, now coming to the privacy issue, we don't have any robust privacy law as yet. So if you're going to use it as a methodology of disbursement of the subsidy and under that garb, you know, with this present government and any government feeling that the attack on the individual privacy is the privacy of an individual is not protected, it's going to be absolutely disastrous and dangerous. So first of all, before you bring it as a law, you need a privacy law. That's when the Supreme Court observation was there. The Supreme Court also said that on 7 schemes it can be voluntary. So my question, sir, is that it can definitely be a tool for direct benefit transfers only after issues such as what Usha has raised, such as fingerprinting, whether the fingerprinting is possible or not possible, what are the issues, how is it, all those questions are still unanswered.
Right.
So unless you answer all those questions, which are by the people on the field, correctly said, you know, money transfer, let's come to money transfer. How will you, Prime Minister keeps claiming or the government keeps claiming that we have the Jan Dhan Yojana and we have reached out to as many people as we can. But there'll be so many people in this scheme who may not have an account. How do you access money to them? What are so many people, whether the people having this Aadhaar, are they actually the correct people having the Aadhaar? So, Girish, net two issues. It is not a money bill, which the government is trying to force it through a very, very dangerous mechanism and subversive mechanism in our view. The second one is that the privacy law of this country is not established, so all of us have to be seriously worried. The third issue is that all the teething problems of direct benefit transfers have not been addressed by concerns of people who work in the agroeconomics and on the field, like the people on your panel. Address those. Let there be a debate, and why is this rush to bring it pushing because the government just wants to get a couple of feathers that they are reformist and all that. I don't think that's the right way to go.
Okay. Yes, Nilotpal.
No, I am very, very clear. You see, this is a move which is part of actually striking at the very roots of constitution chip by chip. Why I say this? Because constitution made an arrangement for Rajya Sabha to play a role. I mean, it is not dependent on any of our whims and fancies. So if you can, just like that, convert a normal bill which should be discussed, debated, and passed by both houses of parliament, and thereafter go to president for his signature and subsequent gazette notification, you might as well dissolve the Rajya Sabha and whatever constitution makers might have thought. One. Secondly, the question is that, you see, there is no accountability. I am saying the critique which was made by the standing committee headed by Jashwant Sinha, not by any anti-nationals like us. I mean, Jashwant Sinha who did it, and you are throwing all that objection out. And that included questions of technology, questions of privacy, everything. That what was the standing committee proposing? That please go back. So what is wise counsel to the
question is Mr. Agarwal
is redundant for this new government.
Mr. Agarwal,
just because it has a majority in the Lok Sabha.
No, Mr. Agarwal, there were several issues which were raised by the previous standing committee headed by, as he rightly pointed out, Mr. Yashwant Sinha. Have those been addressed first of all? There are the criticism is that this is exactly the same bill which the UPA had. UPA had brought in, and about which your own party people had a lot of concerns about it. And during the 2014 elections, in fact, the campaign of your party was that Aadhaar is something which has to be thrown into the sea. Now, how is it changed?
नहीं, आधार के विषय में जो एप्रिहेशंस थे वो अभी भी हैं, लेकिन जो डायरेक्ट कैश ट्रांसफर के अंदर इसका जो सीमित उपयोग करने की बात सोची गई है, ये कुल मिलाकर के आधार की जो पूरी तरीके से योजना उससे ये सहमत नहीं है अभी भी। वो जो आधार का जो विरोध था उसका कारण और भी बहुत सारे थे और वो सब उसके अंदर उल्लेख किए गए हैं। केवल कैश ट्रांसफर के लिए एक आइडेंटिटी के नाते इसका उपयोग किया जाना, मैं समझता हूं कि सारे विषय को अलग किया गया है और उस नाते इसका उपयोग किया जाना है। वो आपत्तियां अभी भी हैं, जिसको सुप्रीम कोर्ट ने भी जिसका संज्ञान लिया है, वो आपत्तियां अभी भी हैं, उसको भी सरकार को एड्रेस करना पड़ेगा।
नहीं, my question is, so as he rightly pointed out, as both Nilotpal and Ajay Kumar were, what is the hurry? Couldn't you have waited? Now the case is still before the Supreme Court.
I think
a constitution bench is looking at this whole issue in the Supreme Court. You could have waited for that. You know, why this hurry?
नहीं, मुझे लगता है ये है कि ट्रांसपेरेंसी ये हरी है, उसका एक दबाव है जरूर कि सरकार ये चाहती है।
अग्रवाल साहब,
अच्छा, प्लीज लेट मी कंप्लीट मिस्टर निरुत्ता। हाँ, मेरा कहना ये है कि हरी इसी चीज की है, जल्दबाजी आप कहिए, आप इसको जल्दबाजी कह सकते हैं, वो मैं इसको कहूंगा कि एक वो फोकस में रख करके गरीब को आगे चल रहे हैं। दे स्टार्टेड विद जनधन योजना एटसेट्रा एटसेट्रा। तो उनको इसी बात की चिंता है कि विद ट्रांसपेरेंट सिस्टम लेट द मनी, लेट द सब्सिडी गो डायरेक्टली टू द पर्सन हु इज बीन टारगेटेड फॉर दैट। तो ये एक विचार है, इसको आप हरी कह सकते हैं, हमारे विरोधी पक्ष को उसको हरी जरूर कहेंगे, परंतु हम उतना हरी, हम जल्दबाजी में नहीं है। हमारा मंशा ये है, जिस बात को शुरू से फोकस में लेकर हम चल रहे हैं कि गरीब आदमी तक चीज वो पहुंचे।
Joy, yes, you want
Yeah, Giriji, you see, whenever the government gives these wonderful statements that direct transfer and all, at the cutting edge where the government meets the common man, it is only used as a tool to trouble, to harass, and to create, people correctly, they will say that your Aadhaar, your fingerprints are not proper, this is not matching. So the ability to harass and then get the people to part with whatever benefits they get. Has the government has to answer, is the government opening another methodology for the people, government functionaries who are distributing subsidy to harass people? Because what happens is Manrega payments, just imagine, Manrega payments are being made directly now, they're linking it to it. But what we are trying to say is the issue is even on the public distribution system, repeatedly, if the shops are not near the place of your residence, you keep going there, they're saying it doesn't match. And it happens even when I go for my Aadhaar, they say sometimes that your fingerprints may not match. So the government has to make sure so this transparency is good in English and good for Agarwal साहब ने जैसे कहा था कि देखिए बातचीत या कि टीवी में बहस करने के लिए अच्छी बात है, लेकिन असली में अगर जमीन पर आप देखेंगे तो ये एक सरकारी पदाधिकारी को जो है आम जनता को तंग करने की जो एक रास्ता निकलेगा, वो उसका चिंता हम लोग कर रहे हैं।
Okay. Yes, Usha.
First, I want to say this, that it is not as if you have some part of the Consolidated Fund of India in a law, you can make that into a money bill. You know that, sir. It says only. The law has to be only on those issues.
No,
This law is clearly not
no,
only
money
on
bill.
those.
We have had enough discussion
Second
on
thing,
money bill.
Second thing is that it is, it's true that...
No,
Mr.
he is saying
Mr.
it is.
Yashwant
It is
Sinha's-
he
Yeah.
is saying that it is for the. It is for the. It is
No, I
for
know.
the,
I will
only
address
for the
that.
direct benefit
Correct.
transfer.
So let
You
me
know,
address that.
all other concerns are still. He says they still have
And
those
first
concerns.
of all, let's face this. This law nowhere says that it will be used only for direct money transfer. They have opened it out for the whole private sector to walk in.
No.
Yes, please read the law, sir. He just read section 50, clause 57 for you. You even read the clause which is there in the main clause, section clause 7.
Clause
and it
7,
says,
section 7 says.
including services. In Delhi, they said registration of a rental agreement is a service, getting married is a service, everything is a service. So don't try telling us that this is only about direct benefit transfer. If that was so, that's what you should have said in the bill. That's not what you've said. The second thing is that between the Yashwant Sinha committee report and now, there has been Hajar experiences. And there have also been reports of the UIDAI itself. And that has shown how many glitches there are when it comes to the biometrics. And the people,
No, but
let's face it,
haven't
sir,
those glitches been addressed in the
no,
bill?
in fact, if you look on August 11th, after the August 11, 2015, after the Supreme Court's order, which said you can't use it
Yes.
for anything, and they said there that you can ask for this to be given to any, if a court orders, they quickly refresh their page, and they have there something called, I mentioned this the last time with you, that Unique Biometric Center of Competence. They are saying the nature and diversity of the working population of India makes biometrics a challenge. We are researching it. And we will try and make it work for the identity. What are we saying? You are saying cashless, cash will not reach because the last mile has to be cash. You're saying you want to reach it to the poor. The poor's biometrics has to work. They don't have any parcha or document which they can show to say this is me. And you're saying that they won't have any means of accessing the government because everything will be done through technology.
One second. You
And
said
the
that
technology
poor
is a
don't.
failing
Poor.
technology.
You said that poor don't have any parcha to show that it is me.
Because they are saying
this
that
whole
this is-
Aadhaar number is supposed to be for that.
It's not a parcha. It's something that only technology will determine whether I am who I say I am. And if it says that I am not, then I am not that person.
No, but
It's a
what about the
fraud.
card? What about the card which
The card
which they're
doesn't work.
supposed to?
Please read the clause. Sir. The card was never intended to be anything other than informing you that this is your number.
So that
There is
card
nothing-
doesn't
there's
exist?
No other value for that card.
Yes.
That's the one. And today with that UBCC having been set up within the UIDAI, that last mile that has to go between the bank and the person who has to get it, the poor are going to get left out of the system altogether because the business correspondent, which again is a wholly faulty and wholly system. Now that person has to go and verify this
cash.
through this point of service device.
And give the cash.
And if it doesn't match, then fine. And if it matches too, you're introducing an agent who will now have another kind of control over all the people there. So neither the Aadhaar nor the business correspondent provides a facility for the poor. And in that process, we are taking away, we are not just not giving them an identity, we are taking away the identities that they already have. This is not acceptable.
Okay, Mr. Sudhir, Professor Sudhir Panwar, how do you look at this? What is the solution to this? Because this is something which is going to come. The government seems to be, has made up its mind to bring this law in. Once this law is brought in, can it be used in a positive manner?
It is just for the identity purposes. And if
Usha says that even for that identity purpose, there seems to be a problem.
yeah, there is a problem. Those problems are not addressed. We are, I think, unanimous on that. Even Rajendra Agrawal ji is also saying that he is having some problem. So better way is to address those problems first before passing this bill, even in Lok Sabha itself. And second is, I have read in the economic survey that they want to curtail the fertilizer subsidy through the application of this, and in some district they have applied it also. They have proposed to apply. So my argument is this, that how can you say that this farmer need this much fertilizer and this farmer don't need this much fertilizer? So it is the misutilization of the technology. On the last mile, we have to discriminate between the sections of the society on the basis of identity purposes. And I think that is not proper at this stage.
Okay. Mr. Agarwal, how do you react to that?
नहीं देखिए मैं ये मानता हूँ कि प्रॉब्लम
Do you think that the government, because of so many problems which are being pointed out, you can wait for some more time, remove all these glitches and then go?
Let the bill come in the parliament to be discussed in Lok Sabha. And I think every aspect has been taken care of. And Honorable Minister will definitely answer these questions, these queries, apprehensions. तो let the things come. और एक बात मैं और मानता हूँ कि कोई भी हम लॉ बनाते हैं, उसकी जब एप्लीकेशन हम करते हैं, उसके अंदर फिर कोई चीज़ें आती हैं, तो वी लेटर इट लेटर. यदि कोई समस्या आती है, परंतु मुझे लगता है कि फॉर सेक ऑफ ट्रांसपेरेंसी, for sake of a common man, that is the target person to whom we want to send the subsidy, इसके लिए ये जरूरी है कि हम टेक्नोलॉजी का ठीक से उपयोग करें और उसको उस सिस्टम
No, the problem is that what they are saying is that technology is not still perfect. So you're using an imperfect technology.
Might be. Technology may not be perfect, but I think it is one step forward. और उसके बाद जब समस्याएं आएंगी उसको फिर एड्रेस किया जाए.
Actually, to say समस्या आएंगी like it is in the future, sir, it's too late for that. It has been in the running for the past 6 years. We have seen the kind of problems that it brings in. These are not new. And to say that we will shut our eyes to it, the UID itself, every time, year after year, they have admitted that this biometric technology is still in a very nascent phase. We are linking up this identity only to that. And then we are saying, go and put this number everywhere. We are saying, private companies, please come, everybody get into the act. And at the end of that, we are saying, the only person who can... So there's one important thing. They're saying that all these people in the UIDAI will be treated as public servants. And the only person who can take a complaint under this law to the court is the UIDAI, the authority itself. And everything that is going... You should see the number of places where they say it will be decided by regulation. Like they will decide by regulation how many more kinds of biometrics you will give. They will decide everything by regulation. What is this law?
And also that, you know, the issue of privacy which you were talking about earlier.
So privacy, what they've done is they've picked up some of the objections that were there and put it into this with no remedy for the citizen. You can write essays into a law. If I have no remedy, what will I do with it?
Okay, Professor Panwar, finally, you think that all these subsidies can be given without Aadhaar?
अग्रवाल जी को मैं बताना चाहता हूं कि हम 165 करोड़ रुपए हमने सीड सब्सिडी का बिना आधार से लिंक किए हुए दिया, फार्मर्स के ट्रांसफर किया. वी हैव 40 lakhs farmer on our database and we have used that for many purposes. And finally, I wish to repeat this Thomas Judge. He wrote in the second scene, in the animal kingdom, the rules is eat or be eaten. And in human kingdom, it is to define or be defined. So
okay.
It is...
Okay. I think on that note, we'll end. We'll wait and watch what will happen. Mr. Agarwal feels that, you know, this law can be amended, can be improved. So let the law come first. But we'll wait and watch what will happen in the Lok Sabha tomorrow when this bill comes up for discussion. But as everybody on the panel pointed out, there are certain serious concerns still exists about this whole bill and as well as the entire scheme itself. So we'll wait and watch how it will be addressed. Thanks to all my guests. Please keep watching. We'll come back with another issue, the big picture, same time tomorrow.